All right. So it's the power of one. And what it is that one person can make a difference. Now, most people have heard the story about the starfishes, right? And so the story goes that there was somebody on the beach. There were all these starfish on the beach, and they were dying because they needed to be back into the water. And there was somebody picking up and throwing starfish into the water. And somebody came along and they said, what are you doing? Like, why are you even bothering? Because you can't save all these starfish. You're one person. And they say, yeah, but I made a difference for that one that I just threw. And I'm going to make a difference for this one that I just threw. And so that's what we talk about when we talk about the power of one. Who can you impact and how can you positively impact those people? And this is kind of part of my power of one journey. So in these pictures are people that by me saying yes in the business and by somebody offering me to join this business, all these people were impacted. Would all these people not be in Tupperware if it weren't for me? Not necessarily. They could have met somebody else and ended up joining Tupperware, right? Did I personally recruit all these people? No, I didn't. But you know what? I said yes. I said yes. And when I said yes, that started the journey, right? And then every time I asked somebody and they said yes, that was one more piece of the puzzle. That was one more starfish, right? And so that was one more person in this journey. And sometimes it's one more person in the chain that led me to Jessica, the chain that led me to Jenny, right? The chain that led me to Lori Morris, right? And so there's all these people, and that's the impact of recruiting. And so what I want you to think about is I want you to think about the fact that you are one ask away from a totally different business. You are one ask away from a totally different life. Because what would it do for your family if your business took off all of a sudden and you started making amazing money that you didn't realize was even possible, 6 figures, $50,000 a year, right? You could be one ask away from that. And that's why it's so important to ask, right? It is not our job to judge ever. And it is our job to ask. And so I want you to think about, what are the things that we are offering here at Tupperware, right? We're offering solutions. That's what we offer. That is our job, is to offer people solutions. We offer them solutions on how to store their food. We offer them solutions on how to make their food last longer. We offer them solutions on how to save money on their grocery bill, right? We offer them solutions on how to, get food on the table faster. We offer them solutions on possibly having more friends and fun in their life. We offer them solutions on making money, right? That is what we offer. And if you're not asking, you could be denying somebody any one of those solutions. And so I want you to think about that. And really think about it. Tonight, I want you to really think about this. And I want you to think about me. And the reason why I'm saying that is because nobody knew when we were struggling financially, nobody knew. We had a nice enough car. I mean, it wasn't top of the line, but we drove a Caravan minivan like practically all the other moms at that time. And so we had a nice enough car. I had a Coach purse from a previous life, right? When money wasn't as tight, right? My clothes were fine, they were several years old, but you couldn't tell because I bought nice clothes at that time, right? And so nobody knew that we were struggling. And so you could have somebody in your life that's struggling just as much and you have no idea. It could be your best friend and they're too embarrassed to say. I had a great group of moms that I hung out with when the kids were little, when we were living in a nice suburb, in the house, with the car and the purse and all those things, right? I had a group of people that I connected with, that I felt close to, and none of them knew. None of them knew what was going on because I prejudged them and I didn't give them the opportunity to know that about me. And I prejudged them because they didn't look like they were struggling and I didn't want to be the person in the group that was struggling. So that was on me. I didn't even give them a chance to support me because I was too afraid, because they were new friendships, right? And so I want you to think about that, that you could be the answer to somebody else's prayer. And the thing is, you don't know who's praying that prayer. You have no idea. That's between them and their God. So what is your job? Your job is to ask. The only way you can find out is by asking everyone, as many people as you possibly can. Because I remember in the first 6 months in my business, I remember standing in my kitchen and I remember looking around the kitchen. In the first 6 months, I had more success than I realized that I could have that quickly. And I remember standing in my kitchen one day and I was just standing there looking around and I thought, man, all this time, the answer to my prayers was in my cupboards this whole time. And I had no idea. And there could be somebody else that they're struggling like that too. And it's so important to put yourself out there and realize recruiting has nothing to do with you. It truly doesn't. The no's have nothing to do with you. The yeses, honestly, also have nothing to do with you. You're the messenger. You're the one just offering a solution. And that's truly what it's about. And so when you start to overthink things, turn your brain off and just do it, right? Because that could be all the difference for that person. It's so important to be able to do that and to just not prejudge. And there's simple ways that you can talk about the business. So some of you are like, that's really great, Ellen, but I don't know how to ask people. Well, remember earlier when we talked about your authentic self? This is one of the most important times to be your authentic self, is when you're recruiting somebody. Because if you give them a line, they're going to smell it a mile away, right? They're going to totally get it. They're going to be like, oh my gosh, she totally just gave me a line, right? And so it's so important to be your most authentic self. And so, here's what I want you to think about. And go ahead and please put it in the chat. What is your before Tupperware? What is it? Like literally, if you just started yesterday, your before Tupperware was last week. Okay, that's your before Tupperware. If you started 8 years ago, before Tupperware was 8 years ago, right? My before Tupperware was 14 years ago. So go ahead and put in the chat, what is your before Tupperware? And just say, my before Tupperware, I never cooked meals for my family. I didn't know how to cook, right? Maybe that's it. Before Tupperware, I didn't think I could have adult friendships. I could make new friends as an adult. Before Tupperware, right? So what is your before Tupperware? And I'm going to give you an example of what you're going to do with that before Tupperware. So go ahead and put it right there in the chat, your before Tupperware, and just put it. All right. And it could be something silly. Before Tupperware, I always wear pajamas all day. I don't care. Okay. Just before Tupperware. Okay. I think I wear more pajamas during the day. It's in Tupperware, but that's neither here nor there. All right. So, but I want you to think about, right, before Tupperware. So I'm going to give you two examples of things I can say that are my before Tupperware in the way of recruiting, right? So the first one is, before Tupperware, I remember constantly running numbers in my head as to how much was in our account, how much was due, when it was coming out, how much I was spending at the time. I remember standing in the line at the grocery store running numbers, pulling out of the grocery store running numbers, standing at stoplights running numbers. At night when I couldn't sleep, I was running numbers. I was trying to figure out if we had enough to do all the things that we needed to do. And it wasn't the want either. It was, can we keep the electricity on? Can we put food on the table? Can we, get our kids shoes for school? Can we put gas in the car today? And so it was numbers like that. And I remember that. And now, because of Tupperware, I still run numbers. Apparently I'm a number person. I still run numbers, but you know the kind of numbers I run? If I sell this much Tupperware, I'm going to make this much money and I'm going to be able to put that much away towards my kids' college fund. Those are the kind of numbers I run. They're not about the bills, and they're not about food. They're about being able to pay something in the future, being able to save for something good, something amazing that we can do for our family. And so you know, and so that's my Before Tupperware story, right? And that's me talking to somebody about recruiting. And the way you can wrap that up is, if I could show you a way to make money, would you be interested? And it's that simple. But that before part, my story is my story, right? I don't know if you stay up at night running numbers. I don't know if you stay there. Like, somebody told me there's that new show on Netflix. I haven't been watching TV because I've been too busy, but there's a show on Netflix or something, and it's about a woman who is a housekeeper or something, and she has her bank tally running in the corner sometimes during the show. And when somebody told me about that, they were like, it's an amazing show, you have to watch it. And they said about the bank tally, I was like, oh no, I don't even watch that show. It would just take me right back there, you know. And it's important to stay in touch with your Before Tupperware, but you do not need to live there, right? That Before Tupperware is to motivate you to keep going, right? So here's another version of my Before Tupperware, right? Before Tupperware, I worried about I worried about what I could do with two small kids to help make some money for the family. And that's true. I did. I worked like, how can I make money for the family with two small kids at home? And how, you know, how was I able to, as my kids got older, right? As my kids got older, I am grateful because of Tupperware that, you know, I make enough money to not only pay the bills, but also to contribute to future funds, you know, to be able to put an extra car in the driveway for my teenagers to drive, you know, and things like that. So if I could show you a way to make that work for your family, would you be interested? You know, and then, and that's it, you know. And so you can think about that. So I want to look at the chat. Okay. I love it. You guys, I love you guys. This is great. Okay. So let's go back. All right, here we go. I didn't think I could succeed with direct sales. Okay, Christy, here we go. Before Tupperware, I didn't think I could succeed with direct sales. But because of the Tupperware team I joined, they supported me, they continue to support me, and I'm learning new things. So if I could show you how you could maybe make direct sales work for you, even if you don't think you can, would you be interested? Right? All right, so Amy says, before Tupperware, I wouldn't talk to people I didn't know. So Amy, before Tupperware, I wouldn't talk to people that I didn't know, because I was just really shy. Now, because of Tupperware, I talk to everybody because I'm just excited and I'm confident and I'm happy. So if I could show you a way as an introvert to work a business like that, would you be interested? Look at that, right? You see how easy it is to do this? Okay, Callie. Callie could do a lot of Before Tupperwares because I know her personally. Before Tupperware, I had 10,000 jobs. Just kidding, Callie. All right, so all right, so before Tupperware, my freezer was a mess. Before Tupperware, my freezer was a mess. And because of Tupperware and these that I have, my freezer is always full and organized, and I know what's in there. No more UFOs, right? Unidentified objects in my freezer. So if I could show you a way to really make the products, you know, organize your kitchen, would you be interested? Even if you were just interested for a discount, would you be interested in hearing about it? Right? Oh my gosh, Jessica, before Tupperware, I was an avid couponer. Before Tupperware, I was an avid couponer. And now if I use coupons, it's because I want to, not because I have to. So if I could show you a way to make the extra money that coupons weren't a have to for you, they were more of a want to when you got a really good one, would you be interested in that? Right? All right. These are good. These are good. Do you guys want me to keep going? Just, you know, somebody get off mute and say something because I can't. I'm looking at the chat. If you talk.
Yeah, because those are phenomenal.
Oh, okay. Some people are like, don't stop till you get to me, right? All right. So Darlene says, before Tupperware, I did not enjoy my kitchen or cooking, but now I love to cook, right? I love to be able to be in the kitchen because you know what? When you got the right tools in the kitchen, you know, it makes it better. It makes a better experience when you got the right tools in the kitchen. So if I could show you a way to get some of those tools in your kitchen to feel more confident in the kitchen, would you be interested in hearing more about what I have to say? Right? Christy said she was not confident, which I find that so hard to believe. It actually makes me a little bit sad because I think Christy's such a beautiful human being, and in her confidence and her boisterousness is like one of the best things that she brings to this world. So that makes me a little bit sad, Christy, but I'm going to do that for you. So before Tupperware, I was not confident, but since Tupperware, I am so confident in who I am and my ability to help and impact people in ways I didn't even think was possible. If I could show you a way to gain more confidence through this business, would you be interested in hearing about that? Right? All right. I love it, Christy. All right. So who's this? Robin. Okay. So before Tupperware, family vacation took away from our daily living expenses. And now with Tupperware, with the extra money that I make in Tupperware, I don't, vacation comes out of that money, not out of our family budget. So if I could show you a way to make some extra money for all those extra fun things you want to do without having to, cut back on all your daily things, right? Not have to like cut the cable and, eat yogurt for a month. Would you be interested in that? Right. So you can really personalize these, right? It doesn't have to just, the one liner doesn't have to be the same, right? So you see how I'm kind of like tweaking that one liner at the end to just even make it more comfortable. So I'm going to do a couple more. I'm just going to skim through here real quick. Angie Matthews, before Tupperware, I had no life. That's funny. um, okay. Let's see here. Before Tupperware, I dreaded going to, oh, I love that. Oh, that's Carrie. Okay. So before Tupperware, I dreaded going to work and I wanted to be at home with my daughter. And now because of Tupperware, I can drop everything, put my daughter and I in a car with my husband to go get snowed in Frankenmuth, Michigan. Because of the flexibility that I have. So if I could show you a way to work a business like this so that you have that more flexibility and are able to stay at home with your kids, would you be interested in hearing about that? Okay, so Tamara, before Tupperware, I wouldn't go out of my comfort zone. But now because of Tupperware, my comfort zone has expanded. It is expanded and I'm able to do things that I didn't think I was capable of doing. If I could show you a way to expand your comfort zone so you can just have more fun in life and experience more things, would you be interested in that? All right. Okay. I love this. Before Tupperware, it took you forever to cook your meals, Amy Gardner. That's funny. Before Tupperware, it took me forever to cook my meals, but now with Tupperware, I have a slow cooker on speed with my pressure cooker. And that is only one of the products that I have that makes it so much easier to get a healthy meal on the table for my family. So if I could show you a way to cook your meals faster and get food on the table for your family quicker, even on those busy nights, would you be interested in hearing more? Right? Okay. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. Oh my God. Okay. So I think Joni really wants me to do hers because she got kicked off and then, okay, so I'll do Joni's and then we'll get going. All right. So before Tupperware, David did all the cooking because I didn't know how. I love this. Now we do our cooking with DJ live on Facebook every Sunday night in your VIP group. I think I need to join your VIP group. And we are now cooking together every Sunday at 3 with our VIPs and also throughout the week. So you did it. You don't even need me to do this. You just did it. You said before Tupperware and then you did your thing. So all you have to do is add your tagline at the end. So if I could show you how to, really be able to connect with your spouse in the kitchen and learn how to cook and just do it in a really fun way, would you be interested in that? Right? That's one way to do it, but or you could do something a little bit more direct. All right. Awesome. Okay. One last one. I can't resist. Okay. So Emily Quinn, she says, before Tupperware, I didn't have all of these new friendships that I treasure. You know, Emily, I saw you on TikTok the other day and I was like, she's so cute. Okay. So before Tupperware, I didn't have all these new friendships that I treasure. And now because of Tupperware, I realized you can actually make friends as an adult, like long-lasting friends as an adult. If I could show you a way to just kind of expand your circle and to just you know, get a larger support group for you in your life. Would you be interested in that? All right, so you see how easy, you can see how simple that is, right? And so I encourage you, here is your assignment. Are you ready? I want you to connect with somebody, and I don't care if it's your spouse, your sister, your best friend, whatever, and tell them, and practice on them, right? And you can even tell, like, you know, and figure out your before Tupperwares. Think about things that you don't like and you're hoping Tupperware is going to change for you, right? If you're brand new, be like, before Tupperware, I didn't think there was a way for me to make money from home, but because of Tupperware and these people that I'm meeting and the support I'm getting, I'm actually seeing that there is a possibility that I can do this. If I could show you what I am learning, would you be interested? So that's for somebody who's brand spanking new, like some of you that were on the welcome call, right? So, so I want you, that's your assignment, is I want you to come up with several different, because I could do a dozen before Tupperwares for myself, right? Some of them would be based around money. Some of them would definitely be based around confidence. Some of them would be based around being able to speak in front of other people. Some would be based around friendships, right? So I want you to think about a cut, like, and just start practicing and practice that last line, right? If I could show you, right, a way to kind of tweak it a little bit to match the front part, would you be interested, right? So that is the key. So that's your assignment this week, is that you need to practice those and write up a couple of them. And then, when I say practice them with somebody. Say, can I do this with you, right? And practice them with somebody that you care about. And you know what? If you're too embarrassed to practice with a friend or family member, reach out to your upline and practice with them, because there's no embarrassment here, right? I mean, there's no, like, nobody should ever be embarrassed around me if they spend any amount of time with me, because they know I'll embarrass myself. So nobody should ever feel embarrassed around me. So, so definitely do that. So, and just remember, like I said, and I left this up here intentionally because I wanted you to think about this. All these people, and now all these people actually in this picture are leaders. So I only, there's just these people here, and these people are leaders. Think about the amount of people those people have impacted. My organization, I haven't looked at my number recently, but it's like close to 1,000 people in my organization. That's the power of one. And then you think about, over the 14 years, how many people have come in and out of our organization. And when I've gone back to people and offered them to come back to the company, sometimes they say yes, and sometimes they say no. But a lot of the times, even when they say no, they tell me about something that they really enjoyed about when they were here and how it impacted them. And that means so much to me. It means so much to me that they say, you know what, because of my Tupperware business, it really made me realize that I have things I want to do in my life. So I'm going back to school. I had somebody tell me that I'm going back to school because I realized, like, there are some more things I want to accomplish, and that is just huge. That's the power of one. And so I want you to think about that. Think about that power of one and how you could potentially positively impact not only the person that you're recruiting, but all the people they might recruit, right? Because they're a link. They're a link to the people that they know, right? But also think about their family, because I can tell you what, this power of one, when I said yes, it impacted this household greatly. And I mean, yeah. Greatly. I'm a completely different person. And because of that, I lead my family in a different way than I probably would have before. And so that is that power of one. So that's your challenge for this week, is to come up with your before Tupperwares and use those and realize that you can use those for recruiting, but you can also use them for turning it into, if I, like, inviting people to our cooking show, inviting people to watch the Wednesday interview. You can use it to invite people to do things as well. So, all right, let's keep going. All right, so who will be your next one, right? Who will be your next one? Think about who that might be. You know what? You probably haven't met them yet. They may be somebody that you know. Maybe you haven't gone through friends and family yet and talked to them, and maybe you have gone through friends and family and talked to them, but maybe you left some people out and prejudged them. right? What if you skipped over that person that's struggling so bad? What if you skipped over that person that this could be a huge impact on their life, and they could be the person on that previous screen with all those people that they brought into the business? So it's important to go back. And you know what, even with friends and family, it's easy to say, hey, can I practice on you, and practice a recruiting thing, right? And just see, hey, can I practice on you? Hey, could you watch this and give me your opinion, right? And have them watch the interview. Hey, do you come check out the cooking show? I want your opinion on it because I want to use this to market my business, right? And just try to kind of get in that way, right? There's no shame in that.